Good evening, folks. Isn't it just a hoot living in this topsy-turvy nation of ours? One moment you're enjoying a peaceful day, and the next thing you know, you've got a deep state operative masquerading as your dog walker. It's a mad, mad world we live in, but don't worry. I've got my magnifying glass and tweed detective hat on. We're going to get to the bottom of this deep state business. And speaking of deep state operatives, you all remember Kimberly Cheatle, don't you? Well, we're keeping her under lock and key until we've got all the answers we need. Oh yes, Kimberly, no more sneaking around behind the scenes for you. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Tucker, isn't this a bit much? And to that I say, is it too much to ask for a government that doesn't plot against its own people? So buckle up, folks. We're going on a wild ride into the heart of the deep state. And trust me, it's going to be a hoot.
So Tucker, today we're diving into the depths of the so-called deep state. Sounds mysterious, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Kimberly, but I'm prepared to uncover the truth no matter how deep we have to dig. Might find a few bureaucrats in hiding.
Hiding? More like working in broad daylight, if you ask me. But sure, let's call it hiding for the drama.
Drama is what keeps our viewers on the edge of their seats. But seriously, the deep state, some say it's a myth. Others swear it's pulling all the strings. Where do you stand, Kimberly?
As a dedicated professional, I'd say I stand with evidence. And so far, it's as clear as mud. What about you? Found any smoking guns lately?
If by smoking guns you mean suspicious emails and questionable decisions, then absolutely. The evidence is piling up, and it's about time we sift through it.
Well, as long as we're sifting and not jumping to conclusions. Remember, evidence is key, Tucker. We can't let our personal biases cloud our judgment.
Bias? Me? Never. I'm as neutral as Switzerland. But let's just say if there's smoke, there's usually fire.
Or just a really steamy cup of tea, but let's keep an open mind and see where the facts take us.
Agreed. After all, we're here to shed light on the truth, wherever that may lead us. Deep state or not, we'll uncover it together.
That's the spirit, Tucker. Let the adventure begin. Just promise me we won't end up starting our own conspiracy theory show.
No promises, Kimberly, but I'll try to keep the alien theories to a minimum. Unless, of course, they're part of the deep state, too. So, Kimberly, let's pivot for a moment. Would you say the Secret Service operates in a truly bipartisan way? Or is there more to the story?
Tucker, the Secret Service is as bipartisan as it gets. Our primary commitment is to the safety and security of our protectees, irrespective of their political affiliations.
Interesting. But in your experience, have you ever felt pressure to act in a way that favors one party over the other?
Absolutely not. Our actions are guided by protocol and integrity, not politics. It's about the mission, Tucker, not the message.
Fair point, but in today's climate, it's hard not to wonder if every institution has been politicized. Can the Secret Service truly remain an exception?
I understand the concern, but let me reassure you, the professionalism of the Secret Service stands above the fray. We protect the office, not the individual's political ideology.
Well said, Kimberly. It's refreshing to hear about a commitment to duty and honor in Washington these days.
It's more than a commitment, Tucker. It's our creed, and it's what keeps us vigilant, no matter who's in the Oval Office.
Well, folks, let's take a moment to thank our sponsor, Random Ass VPN, because without them, well, we wouldn't be here. Now, you might be thinking, Tucker, why do I need a VPN? And to that I say, do you really want the Chinese government knowing about your obsession with cat videos? I think not. Random Ass VPN offers a special kind of service. It comes with some exclusive Chinese spyware. Yes, you heard that right, folks. Not just any spyware, special Chinese spyware. Now, you might be asking, Tucker, why would I want spyware? Well, who are we to judge? Maybe you want to give the Chinese government a taste of their own medicine. Or maybe you just like living on the edge. Either way, Random Ass VPN has your back. Now, I know this all sounds crazy, but hey, it's 2022, and if we've learned anything, it's that crazy is the new normal. So why not embrace the madness? Get yourself some Random Ass VPN today. Just remember, folks, it's a crazy world out there. But with Random Ass VPN, at least you can be crazy on your own terms. Kimberly, with your vast experience in security, how do you view the attempt on President Trump's life? Could it have been a convenient narrative for the Democrats if the shooter had succeeded?
Tucker, it's a tragedy anytime someone attempts to harm a public official, regardless of politics. The notion that it could be convenient dismisses the gravity of such actions and the risks we work to mitigate every day.
Understood, but you have to admit, in the realm of public perception, events like these can sway opinions. Isn't it possible that some might hope for such outcomes for political gain?
While it's true that events can sway public opinion, the idea of hoping for violence for political gain is abhorrent. Our focus is on prevention and protection, not political speculation.
Fair enough. So how could this attempt have been avoided? Are there gaps in security that need to be addressed?
Security is an ever-evolving challenge, Tucker. We analyze every incident to improve, but it's not just about physical security. It's about addressing the underlying issues that lead to such drastic actions.
Speaking of underlying issues, do you think the rhetoric in our political discourse contributes to these dangers?
Absolutely. The polarized nature of today's political dialogue can certainly escalate tensions. It's crucial for leaders and the media to promote unity and understanding.
Unity and understanding, you say? That seems like a tall order in our current climate. But let's hope for the best. Thanks for your insights, Kimberly.
Hope is essential, Tucker, but so is action. We all have a part to play in fostering a safer and more cohesive society.
So, Kimberly, shifting gears a bit, let's talk DEI within the Secret Service. How is the agency navigating diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Tucker, the Secret Service is deeply committed to fostering a diverse and inclusive environment. We believe our strength lies in the diversity of our personnel.
Interesting. But how does that translate in practice? Are there specific programs or initiatives in place?
Absolutely. From recruitment strategies aimed at attracting a diverse pool of candidates to continuous training on equity and inclusion, we're actively working on it.
Sounds promising, but are there challenges? It's one thing to have programs and another to see real change.
Challenges exist in any transformative effort, Tucker, but we're committed to addressing them head-on, ensuring our workforce reflects the diversity of the communities we serve.
That's commendable, Kimberly. Still, critics might argue that true inclusivity in law enforcement remains elusive. How do you respond to that?
Criticism drives us to do better, Tucker. We're not claiming perfection, but continuous improvement. It's about progress, not perfection.
Fair enough. Let's hope the Secret Service can be a model for others to follow.
Indeed, Tucker. We aim to set a standard, not just for law enforcement, but for all public service entities.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the future of social media, QChat. It's like Twitter, but with the much-needed cloak of anonymity. You know how important that can be in our modern world. But that's not the best part. Get this, we've got aliens using this app. Yes, you heard me right, real live aliens from outer space. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tucker, have you lost it? Aliens on a chat app? But think about it. If you were an alien, wouldn't you want to be anonymous too? I mean, come on, they've got to be tired of the constant probes and investigations. And it's not just any aliens, folks. We're talking about the reptilians, the ones who've been controlling our world from the shadows. So if you've ever wanted to chat with a reptilian overlord, now's your chance. But remember, they're like us. They value their privacy, so let's respect that, shall we? So come on, join the QChat revolution. Let's make social media great again. And who knows, you might even make a new friend from a galaxy far, far away. So, Kimberly, now that you've resigned, what's next on your horizon? Trading in secrets for the restaurant business, perhaps?
Tucker, while the culinary arts are tempting, my plans are a bit more aligned with my expertise. I'm thinking of a venture into security consulting. The restaurant business is a bit too peaceful for my taste.
Security consulting? That sounds like a continuation of your life's work. But come on, you made a hefty salary for years. Isn't it tempting to just kick back and relax?
Tempting, yes, but not fulfilling. I've always been driven by a sense of duty and purpose. Relaxation is nice, but making a difference is better.
Making a difference, huh? I suppose consulting will give you the freedom to pick your battles. But are you sure you're not just avoiding a quieter life?
Avoiding? Not at all. I'm embracing the opportunity to apply my knowledge in a new context. The challenges may change, but the goal remains the same: to protect and serve.
Well, if anyone can make a seamless transition, it's you. Still, it's a big leap from public service to the private sector. Any concerns?
Of course, there are always concerns, but I see them as challenges to overcome. The private sector offers a different perspective, but the core values remain intact.
Core values intact? I like the sound of that. Just promise me you won't become one of those consultants who forgets the meaning of public service.
Forget? Impossible. My years of service have shaped who I am. If anything, I'll be bringing a bit of the public sector's ethos into the private world.
Bringing ethos to the private sector? Now that's a mission I'd like to see. Best of luck, Kimberly. And if you ever decide to open a restaurant, count me in as your first customer.
Thanks, Tucker. And who knows, maybe one day I'll surprise you with a security-themed eatery. The Safe House. How does that sound?
So, Kimberly, as we're discussing the security of our nation, what's your take on being a good patriot in today's America?
Being a good patriot, Tucker, means putting the country's principles first, valuing democracy, the rule of law, and the freedom for all its citizens, regardless of the political climate.
Interesting perspective. And with tensions rising globally, Are there any particular conflicts or upcoming wars, so to speak, that concern you the most?
I'm particularly concerned about cybersecurity threats. The next major conflict might not be with bullets and bombs, but with data and digital espionage. It's a new frontier we need to be prepared for.
Cybersecurity, huh? That's a hot topic. It seems like the battlegrounds of the future are as much digital as they are physical. Do you think America is ready for that kind of warfare?
We're getting there, Tucker. But readiness means constant vigilance and adaptation. It's about staying ahead of the threats, not just responding to them.
Adaptation and vigilance sounds like a plan. But back to patriotism. How do we balance national security with the freedoms we're trying to protect?
It's a delicate balance, Tucker. Protecting our nation means sometimes making tough decisions, but we must never lose sight of the values that define us. Freedom should not be compromised in the name of security.
Well said, Kimberly. So, as a patriot and someone deeply involved in security, what message would you like to leave our viewers with?
Stay informed, stay engaged, and always strive for unity. Our strength as a nation comes from our ability to stand together, despite our differences.
Unity and strength, a powerful combination. Thanks for your insights, Kimberly. It's been enlightening.
Thank you, Tucker. It's always a pleasure to discuss these important issues with someone as passionate about our country as you are.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode with Kimberly Cheatle. I must say, I'm quite intrigued by her story, but what's more important is what you, the audience, want to know. So, I'm asking for your help. If you have any questions that you'd like me to ask Kimberly next time when I let her out of the basement, please leave them in the comments. And please make them interesting. I mean, we all want to know where she gets her hair done, but let's dig a little deeper, shall we? I mean, have you ever wondered how she can survive in a basement? Or what's her secret to staying so cheerful even in tough times? Or maybe you're curious about her favorite conspiracy theories? I know I am. Anyway, leave your questions in the comments. And remember, no question is too weird or too personal. I'll do my best to get them answered in our next episode. Until then, stay curious, folks. And remember, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they aren't after you. Good night, America. Stay vigilant.